Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create this whole skull makeup look. It's a bit of a throwback for me. My first ever makeup tutorial on YouTube was a skull makeup. So it's super similar to that. I just kind of changed a few things around, and obviously this one is going to be filmed in HD. So hopefully you can actually see what I'm doing. If you'd like to see how I created this look, then please stay tuned. Hello. Today we are doing Halloween makeup. So it's been absolutely ages since I have done a full skull makeup. In fact, it was my first ever YouTube video. So I am pretty excited. I'm a little bit nervous. It's been a while since I've done the whole shebang, but I am excited to bring you in HD. It's not filmed on my laptop this time, and I've just got a couple of cool extra ideas that make this look a little bit more fun. I think that this is one of the best Halloween dress up costume ideas because it's just makeup. You have most of the products, I would say, at home already. I think that this is a really cheap way to do your makeup for Halloween, and also it just looks badass. I love it. I've always loved it. So we're going to do the full skull today, and this tutorial might be a little bit longer. It's more about the art than having a bloody good time, okay? We're going to try and do both though. So the first thing I'm going to do is prepare my skin. I'm going to use the Prep and Prime Skin Based Visage Primer, and this is just a really good matte primer. Well, it's not matte, but it's just going to help our makeup stay on. Obviously, it's going to take you a little while to do this makeup, so you really do want it to just last. So a primer is super important. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to sketch out our skull. So I just actually watched my old tutorial. It was a moment. This way you can kind of go in with the white foundation knowing that needs to be white. It's way easier to put your white foundation on first and then go in with the black. The other way around, things can start to get a little bit messy. So we're going to do this first, and we're just doing a rough shape. I'm just using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and we're going to go round our shape. So I like to bring the skull eyes quite far down. So you can see it's just super light. It's a really good thing to sketch out what you're planning to do. It doesn't need to be perfect either, because you can always cover it up with the white or the black because it's just that nice light tone. I have found from experience that the easiest thing to do with the eyes is just to go straight over the eyebrow and almost just block it out with the black. Nose is super easy. It's just a triangle on each side. So just sketching the triangle, and that just comes right over the nose. Super easy. A skull nose is the easiest thing. Cheeks are a little bit more tricky. What I want to do this time round is make sure my cheekbone's super high and bring it down a little bit. Super high. And then this is when you can bring it. Actually, what I'm going to do is pull up a reference image. This is a good idea if you're doing any kind of Halloweeny makeups, by the way. I'm going to wipe away that little part there, and what I'm going to do is actually bring it down and up like a little wiggly shape. I'm just sketching around my jaw, and then the teeth are going to go right along there, and I like to make them quite big. So this is just the way I've sketched out. I've got my eye holes, eye sockets. I've got this mad design around my jaw, but this actually does help me because I know I'm going to black out this part. This bit, my cheekbone's going to be bright white, and then the jaw is going to be white, and then yeah, I'm going to cut that and make that dark around to make my face look slimmer. Once we've got this far, I'm going to start putting in the white, and I'm also going to do a tiny bit on my neck, but that's really easy. So we're going to do the white first. This is the Pure White Paint Stick from MAC. These are pro products, but you can get it online really easy or in MAC boutiques. So I think I'm just going to paint this on. You can see it's proper white, and the difference between this look and looks I've done in the past is I'm actually going to do it quite dramatic colours. Usually I do it quite faded, but I'm going to do proper white on my forehead and stuff, and we'll see how it looks. And I'm not too bothered because I know I'm going to go back in with the white already, but I'm just going to put this kind of at the key points where I know that I'm going to be white, and then it means that I can then go in with the black and get some nice crisp lines. But this is a funny makeup look to do because it looks pretty terrible, to be honest, until you're finished. The brush I'm using is just a Morphe MO brush, and I'm just putting it on like a base, pretty rough. I'm going to try this for the teeth part because I remember I used it just for an Instagram look and I loved it. But this is the Pure White Chroma Cake by MAC. You can see it's white. And I'm going to use Fix Plus on the chroma cake, and I'm going to actually paint like proper face paint. So I've got a foundation brush, and all I do is I put the Fix Plus on first, give it a good mix around, get that paint activated. There we go. And I'm just going straight over the the line that I've made for teeth because that doesn't matter anymore. I know that's like the easiest part, to be honest. Add in the Fix Plus as and when I need it. Now for the black eyes. You can do a few things for this. I know I look crazy, just ignore it just now, please. My favourite, which is a total nightmare to get off, is the Inglot 77 gel liner. It's just a really good gel liner. It lasts forever on your face. So I'm just going to apply that with a kind of flat eyeshadow brush. This is a Diego de la Palma number 12 brush. And I'm just going to pick up that black and look. So I'm going to use that all over the eye. And because it's got a flat edge, you can start to make the shape neat straight away, which is great. The thing with Halloween makeup is you kind of go backwards and forwards a lot, so I'm already going to go in with the white just to lift that eye. I don't want it to be as low down. I know the white looks patchy now, but do not fret. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with the lip brush and I'm going to do the line really neat around the eyebrow. And then I'm going to wiggle the gel liner through the brow hairs. And then another thing you have to do is tightline your eye. Make sure there's absolutely no skin showing. And then we're just going to do that nice neat line underneath as well. Now you just need to do the exact same thing to the other eye. Okay? And it doesn't matter if they're slightly different shapes, that is very important. Like it really does not matter. Before I do the nose, I'm just going to go in with the chroma cake right next to the sockets where there's a little line of skin and just tidy that up. Okay, and I'm not too worried about it being a bit streaky just now. Before everyone loses faith in me, I'm going to do the nose. So I'm just using my wee MAC lip brush and I'm just going to do the triangular shapes we talked about before. It's super easy. Do you know what? I'm just going to do this. Okay. And then I'm just filling in the little triangular shapes on each side. I'm just constantly going back in with my white just to make sure I've got it exactly where I need it. I'm going to take coffee pencil from MAC and I'm going to actually sketch out my shapes before I go in with gel liner. So you can see it's kind of like a really slight S shape round there. Right, let's fill those bits in black first. This is why I do not film creative makeup, because I am all over the place. Easiest way to do teeth, in my opinion, is an angle brush and a shadow. So for example, let's do this one right here. Super taupey light brown. We're going to use that to sketch out our teeth and then we'll go over it with black and then we go on top of the actual teeth with a little bit of white with a detailer brush. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to draw the smile first. Do you know what I'm going to do actually? I'm just going to fill that whole bit in white just now, because then I can make my teeth as big as I want and then I can go back around it. And then we're just going to start doing lines down the way for teeth. So for when I'm doing a tooth down, I use the brush like this. And then when I'm doing a tooth going up the way, I flip my brush like so. And it just makes it a little bit easier to control the lines. So now that we've kind of stenciled all the teeth in, the next step is to go in with the black and just kind of get a shape to the tooth. So what I like to do here is I like to take a liner. Don't use one that you care about because it's going to get ruined. But this is a tiny little free sample that I got of the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I'm going to use this to go around each tooth, and I don't actually do it like block squares this time. I go up and round. I'll zoom right in and show you a couple of teeth, right? So the way that I do the teeth just now is I kind of sketch around them, so I can't talk and do this, I'll just show you. You can see how that kind of makes them look more rounded. Okay, and then what you can do is kind of make the mouth section a little bit darker at the join. The teeth are nowhere near done, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the shade that we carved the kind of teeth out with. This is the Swear By It palette by NYX, and we're going to use that shadow to create some dimension at the bottom of the teeth. So what I'd like to do is kind of create little V shapes at the bottom. And I'm just using my little angle brush for this again. And I'm going to zoom you in and show you exactly how I'm doing this. Get the angle brush. You can see it just kind of blends the teeth in a little bit because teeth naturally obviously have roots and they have gums, so this just makes them a wee bit more realistic. Now we've started to get our teeth on, I think it's time to finish off the kind of jaw area, and what I'm going to do from now on is probably the most annoying thing for Jack editing and for you watching, because I'm going to go back and probably add bits and shade bits. This is just how I kind of create these kind of makeup looks. I can't finish one section at a time, it just pure doesn't work for me. So I'm going to go in with my little lip brush and the gel liner again, and we're just going to really carve this whole section out. Now I'm going to go in with a tiny little blender brush and the colour we've been using to contour and things. And I'm going to contour the back of this jaw. And I've just brought the shade in right down here. Don't worry about the lines, we can clean all them up. But I'm bringing it right down here and then onto the teeth a little bit. So I'm just using the gel liner to really darken up where the teeth meet. That's scarier, isn't it? Perfect. Let's do these eyes and make them a little bit better. So again, I'm going to go in with my angle brush and the shade that we've been using. Honestly, you do not need this palette for it. You can use absolutely anything you've got, as long as it's maybe like a lighter tone shadow. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a little crease in the eyebrow, both eyebrows. Doesn't matter if they're uneven, it's quite cool actually if they're not even. Let's just do the temples actually, because I do think it adds something. And I just bloody love washing it out my hair later. It's really fun. So temples are here. See how that just changes the shape a little bit. So if you're not wearing a wig, then I do recommend doing this part. And then I'm going to start doing my shading on my forehead with the same shadow we've been using. I'm going to do the little shading here. I'm going to go round the socket with the shadow first and then an angle brush. I'm going to do a couple of little cracks at the eyes. Here I have acrylic paint. So this is from MAC as well. Again, is the colour Pure White, and I'm going to go in with a clean brush, and I'm going to be really careful because the last time I used this I spilled it everywhere. This is just a pencil brush. Pat this on each tooth and it's going to just brighten them up a little bit. So we've got to the part of the tutorial where I'm going to spend about 3 hours fine tuning this. So all I'm doing just now is really blocking that out, neatening up the jawline. Just gives everything a wee bit more sharpness. I'm going to use the white paint again, and we're just going to brighten up this part here. Just like that, makes everything look much neater. And then I'm going to go backwards and forwards with my little Kat Von D liner, and we're just going to add tiny little bits of detail, like this part a little bit more black, the underneath the eyes a little bit more black. I'm just going to try and tidy up. I'm not happy with the way the mouth looks, and I think that the white needs to be built up quite a lot, so I'm just going to start building on the white. Okay, so I've found, flipping too late, that the best way to apply the chroma cake is with a beauty blender, 100%. I'm going to change the eye shape to be slightly less rounded. And I'm going to put a crack on one of the eyes. There, I like little cracks. I'm going to put cracks all over it. Let's do one on the cheekbone. I put my little liner on and then I just kind of wiggle it around really slowly, and it just makes little tiny cracks. It's one of those looks that it doesn't need to be perfect at all, and because it's a full look, it's pretty impactful anyway, is that a word? So I'm just going to take a little bit of time going around, just neatening up any lines that have been blurred or damaged with the rest of the makeup. Right, I'm gonna go and get highlighter in my lashes. So I was trying to think of a highlighter that won't show up, and I think Fenty would work great. So this is How Many Carrots. Let's just see. Yes. So it's just like glitter. Cool. So I'm just using my finger to literally apply that. That actually looks quite pretty. I'm just going to super quickly apply NARS Climax Mascara and a pair of Lily Lashes in the style Mykonos, just to add a little bit of depth. Oh, and because we did our eyes so early on, we can actually quickly go in with another coat of the gel liner to make it solid black, just because it's given it a chance to move if it needed to. But this stuff's pretty good for not creasing actually. Stick my wee eyelashes on. I know it's funny because you can hardly see them, but it does make a difference, I swear. Even from the side, it's just nice to be able to see them fluttering. And this is just a super old pair. Oh, she's so pretty. I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of my neck as well, while I'm still thinking if I've got anything else left to do with this. So the way we're going to do that is with a beauty blender this time. Honestly, I think the beauty blender just applied the paint way more evenly. Just takes a bit longer. So I'm just going to paint to about there. I should have watched Body Painters before I did this makeup. And I'm just going to blend it kind of away to nothing, like that's fine. Now, this could go really good or really bad. That looks quite patchy again. I'm not sure about this paint, you guys. I think maybe it's better to just use white foundation like the Illamasqua one. Because I just feel like this isn't staying. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But I used this for an Instagram look and I thought it was really good. Anyway, that's fine for just now. Is it? I don't know. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go in with the gel liner and this brush. And we're just going to literally do a line, a line, a line, a line, and it's going to look a little bit like vertebrae. I did it before and it looked actually quite cool, even though it's messy. I personally think that that would tie in with my theme of messy. Yeah, I think that looks quite cool. Fuck it. I'm just doing a little bit of cross hatching with my liner just to get a little bit more shading that's just a bit different. And then I'm going to go back in with my lip brush. Totally darkening this up. This might ruin it, right? But I'm not happy with the way that this bit looks, so I'm just going to cover it up. And I think it looks super messy. Good move. This is also really annoying, but I want the teeth to be one tooth wider. So, great. I wonder if I just paint the tooth on, it will show up. Let's try it. This is all coming up Millhouse. So I'm using the acrylic paint to connect the jaw back onto the cheekbone. This is by no means the easiest way to do this, by the way. This is my creative process. I'm just going to go over my teeth one more time just to get them as white as possible, and then that's me done. It is by no means perfect, but I think it is still quite cool. To make this look a little bit different from my other skulls that I've done, I have a wig. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to keep my hair in a low ponytail because I've got quite a lot of hair. So it's just for photos and videos and things like that. If you were going out, you can wrap your hair. I am not the best tutorial for that, so I would recommend looking it up on YouTube. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this wig cap on, being careful of the makeup. And we're going to put this over our head. Oh, delicious. I am by no means a wig expert, but all I did was look up on Amazon lace front synthetic wigs, and they're like £17 and they're so easy. They come with this lace and I'm just cutting the lace off right close to the hairline, and I don't even bother laying it down properly or anything. I just shove it on my head and hope for the best. Oh, hello Mrs. Lady. Okay, so I've got the wig on. It's much curlier than I remember, and I just tried to brush it and I think that was a big mistake. So you guys, I completely decided against the wigs. They were not being my friend today, so I thought that I would just do my hair in a tight ponytail and put some hoops in, and I feel way more myself. So that is the finished look. We took a little while to get here. A few things did not go quite as I thought that they would, but we got here in the end. And that's what you call persistence. So I really hope you like my first Halloween tutorial of this year. Keep an eye out for some more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
You're recording, aren't you?
Oh, fuck. Why are you not working today? Right, so this is literally the start of it. I look crazy. Stay healthy, everybody. And then I'm just going to be really careful in my nose ring because I bloody love it and I don't want it to be covered in black. Oh, for fuck's sake. I just did it. Right, Face ID is not working anymore. This is a fucking nightmare. How inappropriate would it be for me to put highlighter on this? Look. Wow, this stuff does not come off. Now I look like a granny.